Today we are creating a house for a werewolf. Standard procedure to start, we picked a building and incarnate we wanted to create, then base the blueprint off that. I picked this tower because I thought a funky 4-story werewolf tower just sounded cool. Before launching in, I planned out what each floor would be, and while 3 floors would be pretty standard house stuff, I wanted to make sure the whole werewolf of it all was coming through. Middle floor, maybe because they're a werewolf, right? And I think we need to lean into that. So this could be like bad boy werewolf room, because we could do like a standard house, but I think having a house that has like, maybe there's some weapons or maybe even some like remnants of corpses or things like that, just something that sort of gets across that this ain't no regular purse. This is a naughty purse who turns into a wolf and kills a bunch of people. At this point, the specifics of this bad boy werewolf room would remain a mystery. We just knew it was gonna be something. The tower stand we were basing our design off had a jutting out section as the entrance, so instead of having a very long, thin room, I figured a semi-enclosed space would look much nicer and more natural while also being something slightly different. When it came to the foundations of this tower, the floorboards, I didn't just want to go with the standard. I think they can be a little bit broken because it's a werewolf, and I think maybe they could be, mistreating their floor. I think they could be a little bit rambunctious and being a bit hardcore. So let's put these down. While this tower can be used for whatever, I think having broken floorboards over regular floorboards, and later we'd add the odd piece of broken furniture, adds to the narrativization of this specific home. A house owned by a cantankerous and outright aggro werewolf who has fled the Thieves Guild recently because they're just too goddamn into murdering people. This is one of the things I like about making maps which belong to specific quests, in that you can add these small touches that are derived from the characters or the plot, and they often make these places feel so much more personalized. Something that massively comes across when they are whipped out during actual sessions. In the meantime, we're gonna keep looking for, a bear trophy head. That is interesting. Would they have the trophy of another slain beast? I mean, maybe. Maybe they could have this bear trophy head, and the reason they have that is because it's like they want to stunt on sort of equivalent or sort of what they think of as adjacent creatures, and they're like, I'm not dead, you're the one who died, you fool, like ha 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 ha. Onto floor 2, and I tried to create a dining room kitchen combo that I'd never made before. So what I'm thinking for this this floor is like, we have a long wall here, we have a door here, a door here, walls there, but a big archway, and like this is the kitchen and this is the dining room. So it's sort of open floor plan, but not fully. And as always, the archways would pose as one of my biggest map making foes. I don't know why in Incarnate's like, I want the archway to be as thick as the walls, and it's like, oh, then it needs to be this big. And it's like, what are we doing, Incarnate? What's going on here? When it came to fleshing out and furnishing these rooms, I would go back to the classics I use pretty frequently. I also don't think this is the fanciest, most decorated place, so these rooms wouldn't be overloaded with stamps. Okay, let's have 1 or 2 more items in this room. You know what? Let's not. Let's just leave the dining room like that. Also, as this place doesn't have a pantry or a storage area on this floor, I thought some crates and a broom in the hallway made sense, and felt like the choice a real person living here would make. Moving on to floor 3, and we decided to make the bad boy werewolf room a prison. An idea which would lead to some extra spice for the actual quest. Something that also could be interesting that we add to it, it's like, if we are making this prison, maybe we could have somebody trapped in here. So if the party do like kill the werewolf, instead of like negotiating with them, and they explore the house, they can like save a person, and maybe this person could give them a reward. That's something simple, but I think that's definitely something we'll add into the quest. It just gives it that extra level of layer where, not only are they sort of killing this wolf, but they can save a person and get an extra reward, which is fun. I like the idea of a prison on this map because it just sort of added a lot more flair, but narratively, I felt a little lost, which made creating the room that much harder. I don't know why a werewolf would be keeping a prisoner either. I guess I don't really have a reason for that. I just think it would be like fun characterization that they do. So I think that's also like making it more difficult to figure out like what they would have in this room, because I'm not 100% sure like why they actually keep someone here. I just think it's a good idea, and like it brings a bit of a different energy where it's like, yeah, they're just kind of an intense dude, and they they have a bunch of people here. But as they so often do, Chad would come through with some great justification, trying to make more werewolves to make a pack for himself to lead. I like that. I like that a lot. With Chat's suggestion, plus the power of just putting things down, I started to feel much more comfortable with it, ending with something I was really happy with. Yeah, we can have this holy dagger on the table, I think. That could be interesting. I mean, it's a bit more of like a torch or a carver kind of person, but I think we're like slowly making progress. Like as we add more things, as we keep looking, the room's getting a little bit more filled out, and yeah, it's kind of coming together. Let's get some more bones, I think. It's a pretty simple room, but it's nice. I think it's just kind of a nice, aggressive prison sort of energy. Our inspiration stamp had a little bit of an extra room area on the bottom floor, but we kept it simple and made it a small storage area. The 4th floor bedroom would get a similarly simple design, but I would continue the theme of using stamps that I'd never used before. Let's continue the theme of this werewolf having like skins, like this. Yeah, because I would never use that because it's not my favorite. Not a massive fan of skins like that, but I think in this situation it works nicely. And let's get like one of these kind of wonky tables down, and then I think we could have maybe like a broken table. Now, while I fully intended on having this room be a basic bedroom, Clueless Forum would make a trap suggestion that I think really improved the whole map and also the quest. I love that, yeah. A cherry blossom tree, but all the flower petals blow off the tree and form the shape of a monster. They will need to roll initiative. Yeah, like we have it here. They walk up the stairs and, you know, especially if they've defeated Wereldine Wolfenstein in this place, and they're like, oh great, the battle's done, and they're just exploring. Maybe they save this person and then going up, having a second easier, but like, you know, we can make it a little bit more, what's the wording for it? You know, it can be sort of like, unique's a bit basic, but the idea is like, it's not your standard battle encounter. Like there's a trick to it. There's something, there's a hook that makes it more than just like slay the monster. It's like, it's a bunch of petals like flying around, and they have to defeat it that way. So I really like that as like an extra trick of like, oh, we did the thing. And it's like, no. You just did one of the things, but there's a trap still inside. This would be our last major addition, and from here we'd go through and fix many of the small little parts of the map to make it that extra bit better. And that's the video. If you like this content, then subscribe to the channel for more weekly D&D resource creation. If you're keen to use this map or want to play the really cool quest it's a part of, then jump on the Patreon where this module and a whole collection of other D&D resources are available. Lastly, join us on the Twitch to hear your thoughts and opinions at us live, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.